Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are the names of the planets in our solar system. But these aren't the only things we know about them. The solar system contains a huge number of amazing facts and wonders. Welcome to this episode where we will talk about amazing facts about the solar system. Before we start, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you get our videos as soon as they are out. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, and its year is only 88 Earth days long. Because it moves so fast around the Sun, ancient civilizations thought it was two planets, one appearing in the morning and the other at night. Even though its year is short compared to Earth's, its rotation around itself its day is very long. One day on Mercury equals 58.6 Earth days. Because of its small size and weak gravity, it doesn't have an atmosphere to protect it from solar radiation. This makes the temperature on its surface reach 430 degrees Celsius and drop to minus 170 degrees Celsius. Mercury's surface looks like the Moon's because it has many craters. The largest crater on its surface is called the Caloris Basin, and its diameter is about 1,550 kilometers. The second closest planet to the Sun is Venus. Even though it's not the closest, it is the hottest planet. The temperature on Venus's surface is higher than on Mercury, which is against common belief. The reason it's hotter is that it has a very thick atmosphere. Venus's atmosphere is 93 times thicker than Earth's, and this causes a massive greenhouse effect on the planet's surface. So, its temperature in any season is about 460 degrees Celsius, which is hot enough to melt lead. Not to mention, it has sulfuric acid rain falling on its surface all the time. The first landing on its surface happened in 1970 by a Soviet spacecraft, but the mission failed because the spacecraft melted due to the high temperature. However, the spacecraft managed to send us pictures before melting, and we learned from them that the planet is geologically active and has about 1,600 volcanoes. In 1900, a contest was held offering a valuable prize to the first person who could prove the existence of life on other planets. But the contest organizers removed Mars from the list because they believed at that time that there was already life on Mars, so they wanted people to search for life on other planets instead. Even more amazing in 1938, when director Orson Welles made a radio episode inspired by the famous story The War of the Worlds. The program caused a big panic because people thought it was real, and that creatures from Mars were landing to take over Earth. Mars, or the Red Planet, is much smaller than Earth, but it has the highest volcano in the entire solar system, which is about 27 kilometers high. This peak is the peak of Olympus Mons. Mars has seasons very similar to Earth's seasons because its axis is tilted at an angle close to Earth's tilt. Amazingly, satellite imaging showed that Mars has dry channels and valleys carved on its surface, suggesting that water once flowed on Mars a long time ago. But because of its weak atmosphere, it is likely these bodies of water were destroyed by violent solar winds that caused all the water to evaporate. Adding to this belief is the fact that there is water on Mars at the poles, but it is frozen water with a large amount of carbon dioxide. The largest storm in the entire solar system is the Great Red Spot on Jupiter. The spot is so giant that it could swallow two Earth-sized planets. The storm of the spot rises 8 kilometers above the clouds, and its wind speed is estimated at 800 kilometers per hour. The strange thing is that no one knows when this storm appeared or how, because when Jupiter was first observed, the storm was already there. This spot is not just a giant storm on Jupiter, it is likely what gives Jupiter its heat. The reason is that scientists are very puzzled by Jupiter's surface temperature. Jupiter has temperatures similar to Earth's even though it is 5 times farther from the Sun than we are. This is one of the many mysteries surrounding the gas giant. The most distinctive feature of Saturn is its rings. Although the planet itself likely formed with the birth of the Sun about 4.5 billion years ago, researchers on the Cassini project discovered that the rings themselves formed much more recently. And they might have even formed while dinosaurs were roaming Earth. They suggested that the reason for these rings could be a giant icy comet that was in the Kuiper belt and got caught by Saturn's gravity, then broke apart over time due to Saturn's huge gravity. It is also exciting that if an icy comet came close to Earth and Earth's gravity captured it, it could break apart and form rings around Earth similar to Saturn's. Although the view would be beautiful, the sky would then rain destructive meteors all the time. Moon Titan is the largest moon of Saturn and the second largest moon in the solar system. When the Huygens probe landed on it in 2005, it found that the landscape on this moon is very similar to Earth's. It contains lakes, rivers, oceans, plains, and terrain that look very much like those on Earth. It also has an excellent atmosphere. Although these things might make us think about colonizing this moon, it is not rich in oxygen at all, but it is very rich in methane gas, which falls like rain. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun and the third largest planet in the solar system. It was discovered in 1781 by the scientist William Herschel. The planet is similar in composition to Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn, and is classified as an ice giant. It is made of hydrogen and helium and contains higher amounts of water ice and methane. Uranus's atmosphere is the coldest in the entire solar system, with a temperature of -224 degrees Celsius. A strange thing about Uranus is that it also has rings similar to Saturn's rings. But the strangest thing is its axial tilt. Its tilt is extreme compared to its orbit around the Sun. This places its north and south poles where Earth's equator is. This means that summer or winter on the planet lasts for 42 straight years. In 1846, scientists noticed disturbances in Uranus's orbit, and they theorized that there was another large planet behind it. Indeed, the planet Neptune was discovered. Neptune is a gas giant similar to Uranus, Jupiter, and Saturn. It completes an orbit around the Sun every 165 years, and one day on its surface equals 16 Earth hours. The distance between it and the Sun is 30 times greater than the distance between Earth and the Sun. The planet's temperature, due to its cold clouds, reaches -220 degrees Celsius. Neptune is known for its blue color, and the reason for this color is that it has huge amounts of methane gas. The planet's largest moon is Triton. Unfortunately, this moon has powerful explosions of gases that rise hundreds of kilometers due to Neptune's strong gravity. And because of this, it is expected that Neptune will eventually destroy the moon Triton. The Sun itself is an amazing world. It alone represents 99.86% of the total mass of the solar system, and this is what allows it to hold all the planets, moons, and billions of comets in its gravitational field. Amazingly, the Sun loses about 4 million tons of its huge mass every year converted into energy, which gives us warmth and light. The Sun completes an orbit around the center of the galaxy every 225 to 250 million years. The Sun is constantly active. Its surface has solar flares that can be as large as 30 Earths. These flares throw electrically charged particles into space, known as the solar wind, which can eventually reach Earth's surface. When they arrive, they cause the famous aurora borealis or northern lights. If these solar winds are too strong, they can disrupt or destroy satellite orbits, and in some rare cases, they can cause power outages in many places on Earth. Goodbye.